Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of Moxie Monday. Can you guys hear me okay and see my screen? You can either unmute or type in the chat. All right, Lisa says yes, so we are all good. Okay, so today we are going to be going over the neighborhood news option within Engage. So it's going to be pretty simple, but this is a really nice and easy tool to be able to send kind of a market snapshot to clients and even, people that aren't necessarily clients yet, maybe just kind of like those lukewarm prospects and kind of give them an idea of what's going on in the market. So we're going to jump right in. I have already opened my Moxie account page. So we are going to go ahead and click on Engage up across the top. And neighborhood news, you can either set up for individual people or you can set it up for a group. So as you probably already know, if you do utilize the G Suite account that is company provided, all of your contacts and labels, groups, all of that stuff that you have in your G Suite account will carry over to your Engage contacts, which is super nice, especially for things like neighborhood news and campaigns and all that good stuff. That way you can easily send it to the right people without a lot of work. So I'm going to hover over my people tab up at the top, and then I'm going to click on the second option where it says my people. And first, I'm going to show you guys how to add this and set this up for a singular contact, and then I will go over how to kind of add it for a whole group of people or your whole contact list as well. So today I am not going to use my mother. I'm going to use myself as an example. So I'm just going to click into my contact here in my list. And then in this left-hand navigation here down towards the bottom, there is a section that says subscriptions. That's going to be where we're looking at. So if you do not have any subscriptions set up for this contact, there will more than likely not be anything down here. It shows the neighborhood news on mine because I already have one set up. So I could show you guys what it looks like on the back end. But if you do not have this person set up on anything yet, there will probably be nothing down here. Now to add a subscription and get one set up, we're just going to click this add button on the right-hand side. This is going to bring us to a page where we have the option to either add neighborhood news or do listing announcements. I'm not going to go over the listing announcements, but this is a way that you can set up just listed and just sold announcements to go out to anyone in your contacts. It's a good way to stay top of mind and, let people know what you're doing, what the market activity is as well. So this is a great thing to look into. Today, we're going to be focusing on the neighborhood news. So as I said, this is just going to be a snapshot of the market area that you enter in when you set this up. So it's going to give kind of some stats, all of that good stuff. I'll show you an example of what this looks like once it's sent in a moment, kind of as we're towards the end. So I'm going to hit the blue add subscription button right now. And it's going to give you two different options for ways that you can set this up. The first one and the easiest, probably the one that is, I think, the most recommended is the quick option. And that is just going to go by zip code. So this is going to give kind of a blanket area for people to get this report from. You do also have the option to do a custom targeted search. So that's going to allow you to set up like filters, put in how many beds and baths, square feet, a price min and max. So if you have a client that is very specific on what they are wanting, you can use this in unison with a saved search and kind of get those really honed in results that they're looking for. However, for neighborhood news, typically it is used as kind of a touch point with your sphere. So the quick option is a great way to go. So I'm going to go ahead and click the Go button down here underneath the Quick option. And as I said, this is just going to run off of a zip code. So over here in the top in the right, there's going to be a little box where I can enter in a zip code. I will type one in there. And this is going to be a message that you are able to edit. It's only going to go out with the first email that they're going to get from Neighborhood News, just to kind of let them know that they have been set up on the subscription and kind of what they can expect in it as well. And as I said, you do have the ability to edit that if you would like to. Down towards the bottom, you'll be able to see any active subscriptions that this person is already set up on. So I already have one set up for the zip code 49684. And then you can also see if you have had them set up for any subscriptions in the past and they have unsubscribed themselves from it. So I did have one set up for 49686, and that one was unsubscribed by myself. So that's as easy as it is to set it up. All I have to do is hit this done button down at the bottom, and that will go out pretty much instantly. So they'll get it within a few minutes as soon as you set it up, which is very nice. It's always good to have those fast results. And then in order to see kind of what the activity is for these neighborhood news reports that you're sending, if you go over to the activity section, this is going to give you a whole rundown of all of the activity that's happened for neighborhood news. So this is going to show anything in the past. So this will even have the one that I had unsubscribed from. It will show you any changes that they made. I'm pretty sure there's a change in here. Maybe not, but if not, I can show you guys. So now that I sent that one, I'll show you guys what that will look like on the recipient's end. So I have it open in my email in a separate tab. So this is what that kind of introductory email will look like. This is that blurb that I showed you guys back on that other tab, the welcome message, just kind of letting them know that they have been added, what they can expect, how they can edit it. And then all that they will have to do is click this View Full Report button down here at the bottom. And this will be branded to you. It's a little bit confusing since I sent it to myself and I also am the one that set it up. But your contact information and everything will always be on these. So if they do not already have your contact, it will always be listed on these reports as well, so they can get into touch with you. So this is kind of what the report looks like. Right here at the beginning is where they have the option to edit the zip code. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Let's say that I just decided that a different zip code is what I wanted. Let's see if it'll let me do that one. So I typed in 49650. They have the option to save for future reports. That way it will send you the message on the agent side that will say they have updated their zip code. So then you know that if they are looking, so you can kind of tailor your searches more for them as well. And then they just hit apply. And it didn't go through because I just set that one up for that zip code, but that's all they would have to do is hit that apply button, and then this would all kind of change to that zip code. But as you can see, there is a lot of stuff laid out for them. So it's going to have the nice map view where they can see different listings. It's going to have the list over here on the left of all different listings, their prices. They can click into them and kind of see more information about them. And then there is also down towards the bottom, kind of market trends. So as I said, this is going to be for that selected zip code area that you did enter in. So you can see these are sold prices. and, just a lot of good data on here, especially for those people that kind of like to keep track of this stuff, see when their good time is going to be to buy or sell. And then, as I said, this is always going to be branded to you. So it will have, your headshot here, your name, your contact, and then also a kind of message box that will go to you as well if they wanted to reach out after seeing this report and they wanted to do it right here, they could. And then they do also have the option to unsubscribe. Hopefully they don't want to, but if they do, there is an option for them to unsubscribe as well. That way they don't have to reach out to you and kind of make you the middleman in, deleting them from the report. So it is nice that they have the option to kind of do that themselves as well. So that is kind of the gist of setting it up for a singular person. It's a really clean looking report. I'm going to show you guys how you can set up a group of people or even your whole contact list for this. And it's really just a couple clicks. It's really easy to do. So now we're back to our My People sections. This is going to be all of my contacts that I currently have loaded into Moxie, which, like I said, if you do utilize the G Suite account, this will all feed over from your G Suite account. All of your groups will carry over and all of that good stuff. So let's say that I wanted to add a specific group. I could start typing that group in, 402 agents. So pretend this was, maybe a soccer team group or whatever it was. You could enter in that group and then you could hit the select all option up here towards the top, and that's going to select everyone in that group. And then up underneath the search bar, there is an add to button. And if you click on that, it's going to give you a bunch of different options. And then you'll see the neighborhood news. Once again, it's going to give you both the quick and the custom option. If you are adding a large group of people like this, I would for sure do the quick option. That's going to be your most basic way to kind of get information out, and it's not going to be tailored, to any specific needs. The more that you do tailor like the custom search, the less is going to show up on it. So just kind of keep that in mind when you are working either with an individual contact or adding a whole group. But it is very simple. So you would just go ahead and click quick. And then you do have the option to enter in individual zip codes, but you also have the very convenient option up at the top to enter the same zip code for everyone. So then I could just type in a blanket zip code, hit apply to all. And then down at the bottom, I would hit subscribe and continue. I am not going to do that because I do not need all of the agents of the Traverse City 402 office getting an email for me. But after I hit this subscribe and continue button, it would be sent to all of them and it would show up in their profile as a subscription that I had set up for them. So like I said, it's only a couple of clicks to get a large amount of people added. And if you did want to add your whole contact list to a neighborhood news, which people can always unsubscribe, I think it's better to have more people added to it than not. You can just go ahead and hit this select all when you're on your contacts page and then go through the same steps, click the add to, and then add a quick or custom search for neighborhood news. So that is really all that I have for you guys today. Does anyone have any questions? You can either unmute or type in the chat if you do. Alrighty, well, I don't see anything popping up. So if you guys have anything that you think of later, you can always reach out to me or anyone else on the training team. Hopefully this was beneficial for you, and I hope to see you guys sometime soon.